from the normal halfway to Halloween setting into Horrific Network podcasting studios, so to speak, for a thing that we've never done as part of our live streams before, and that is a artist demonstration. At least not part of Halfway to Halloween anyway. But with us today at Halfway to Halloween Day 3, super excited to continue with the outstanding and unique programming with artist 8-Bit Nick.
It's me.
It's him. 8-Bit Nick is here. You have, without question, I know, probably have seen the 8-Bit Nick artwork that we have posted, whether that be in a t-shirt post, and whether or not those t-shirts have stayed up for a limited run, or if they are on the store right now. And in the case of some of the art that we're going to talk about today, at least, they are in our store right now. And they are also part of the contest that we're giving away one of the HHN Icon t-shirts later tonight. In fact, we will announce who that winner is. But thank you, man, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, man. Halfway to Halloween. Thank you for putting on this event. Super dope, super exciting. Yeah, we'll go out.
Yeah. The response has been very positive, and diverse amount of content that we've been able to do, like a movie screening and a video game demo. Now you with your art, it very much is kind of like trying to hit all aspects of walking on a convention floor, so to speak, an artist, and yada yada. So I think we're nailing down that vibe to a pretty good extent, and you have pretty much in your catalog, man, every kind of character,
every fandom, right? We can reach them all, yeah.
So what was it that you started drawing back in the day that made you go in this direction with it?
Well, I mean, for me, it was just a matter of finding a creative outlet to, express myself and my nerdom and my fandom of all my nerdoms. And, originally I just wanted some art in my own, man cave. And I wanted an 8-bit Joker, and I realized that didn't exist. So I made one. And then that just kept spiraling into the next one, and people slowly started kind of finding the art found its own audience, so to speak, and then people started hitting me up, and it kind of blew into not the biggest enterprise there is, but like official 8-Bit Nick, and now we're here.
The social media really did kind of become its own thing. Shalita, for the longest time, also did a social media trend, Meme Friday.
Meme Friday, yeah.
And then the 8-Bit Nick social media became a thing. And so now it's like, man, if to the point of you need to start making like 8-bit memes.
8-bit memes. That might be on the horizon, right?
That's that could be like your own little Calvin and Hobbes thing.
Oh man, you're not wrong. I'm not mad about that.
But what size do you typically enjoy painting? So we can hold.
So this is an 11 by 14, just stretched canvas. You can get these at any Hobby Lobby, Amazon, anything, any art supply store of your choice. And this is kind of the base level that I work with. I feel like my pixels are usually a centimeter big, a centimeter by a centimeter, and so that design. For an 8-bit sprite for a character fits pretty well on one of these 11 by 14s.
Now, when you say an 8-bit sprite, what does all that mean?
So, in the 8-bit world, right, the sprite is the basic design that all of the characters kind of that we manipulate the 8-bit design, the sprite into any character we want. Yeah, so start from, and it's a basic template. And once you kind of get the design elements of the template, it moves pretty quick. It's all just a very basic, simple pattern. And once you get that down, you can knock them out. And then once the sprite is down, you can from there just manipulate it into the design of any character that you're specifically looking to create. This is just a template one that I can put together real quick. And the beauty of the comic book characters and characters, Marvel and all that kind of stuff, is that they're so colorful and they're so identifiable by their color palettes that like it doesn't take much to see who we're creating, and go from there real quick and real easy.
The rate in which you are doing this is very impressive. Is this like purely a muscle memory thing?
It's reps. It's reps. Everything is reps. And so at this point, having just seen this design so much, and of course, by no means am I, an expert in it, but just something I've played with a lot, and it's just at this point, it's just getting the reps in, and the more reps, just like anything else, the more fluid your movements become. And this whole thing started as just a way to kind of express my self artistically and creatively, but as a way to just kind of be able to find my flow state, so to speak, right? Like you can very easily just kind of zone out in this world and just create and find your piece.
You're choosing right now, as people are watching, you put this piece together. An iconic DC character. As long as I have known you, you have always went the road of DC over the road of Marvel. Is there a certain reason why that is?
Not specifically. Probably just since from childhood, my first interaction with comicdom was Superman. I was a Superman fan. I wanted to be Superman. I wanted to meet Superman. I wanted to hang out. I looked up to Superman. Superman was my guy. And so as a kid, it was me running around with my Superman action figure. And from there, slowly and surely and forevermore, it was one fandom after another and one character after another. So here, obviously, this is the Flash, and you could just tell instantly via the color scheme, right? He's red, he's gold, like he's got the gold boots, he's got the red outfit. And then again, within this sprite, very quickly and very easily, we could just make a few edits, and now all of a sudden, he goes from one character into another. And we can just maybe add little elements of a cape here, and then from there now we're changing colors, and we change colors. Let's go here, and then we can go here, and now all of a sudden we're looking at the Batman, right? And so from there, it's just simple edits, because we know who the character is and we know the colors of this guy, and it's so easy to see, right, who we're dealing with. Let's give him we're gonna need his gold utility belt. Boop. We'll change this into let's go let's give him some dark gloves, dark boots. We can make the inside of his cape purple, a la Rebirth. That's DC Rebirth, Batman, and boom! Now we're looking at Batman. So the 8-bit sprite. That's where we start, and that's how that rolls. We just manipulate as we see fit. Give him some cape up here, some cape up here. Boom. Now he's the Batman.
Save that picture for us.
You got it.
That's an official halfway to Halloween name and design.
Boom, boom, boom.
You held up the blank canvas and talked a little bit about how that size is really what translates. You're finding the easiest on to being able to do this thing digitally and then transfer it over to a canvas.
I mean, yeah. Originally, I didn't even use the digital device to translate from. It was just.
You're just looking at like a picture and then doing it.
Yeah, I mean, well, to go into the toolbox, what you're gonna need first and foremost is just this a pencil and a ruler, man.
Okay.
Like, you got to grid this thing out. It's obviously pixels, and pixels are just squares, and that's where we start. So we started by pixelating our canvas. We just map out a grid, and then from there we just start with, like I said, the 8-bit sprite, and then from there we can manipulate the sprite into whatever character we're trying to go with next. And so for this one, this is the start of the, what's this girl's name?
So now this is where stuff gets exciting. As he's holding this canvas up, you should be able to tell, and we'll do an over the head whole thing of this too as he talks more about his gridding process. But if you've seen the posts, and again, now is the time to remind that you can win the official 8-Bit Nick t-shirt by liking, commenting on this stream, sharing, tagging a friend, all of those things, great ways, as well as following official 8-Bit Nick on Twitter. For every gained follower towards the social media, or comment, share all that on the social media to promote this event, and Hunters Against Hate counts as an entry into winning that t-shirt, and we're going to announce that, like I said, later tonight.
Yep.
But the people who have seen the information about that contest, or right now as we have flashed the information up on the screen, would recognize this as HHN Icon Champs is outlined, and this is really exciting, as all the independent artists who always do HHN art, and there's some really cool ones out there. None of them have offered the HHN Icons in this kind of artistic medium, so it's cool to see them in this retro, especially with them building Super Nintendo World now in the States, Hollywood, and soon Orlando as well. So it's a pretty much universally loved kind of style, so to see the HHN guys done by you it was really cool. But painted, where exactly do you where exactly are you in the process time-wise?
Right at this point,
yeah,
this is about an hour and a half worth of work, maybe even 2 hours, depending on the placement and some of the other things, and trying to you can obviously see there's mistakes made, and that's the other thing. There's a lot of manipulation once it even gets onto the canvas, because sometimes it just might not give you the look that you're looking for, or the aesthetic, or the slant, or whatever it may be, right? And so it takes a little bit of play, but then once you figure it out, you go from there, and at this point, we're about 2 hours, an hour to 2 hours in the process. It is a slow process because you want to be as methodical and precise as you can be. Obviously, there's a lot of play and there's a lot of give throughout the process for the cleanliness and the straightness of the line, so to speak. But you work through that, and as you go, and you just keep cleaning it to make it as straight as possible, because that's all it comes down to, is making sure these lines are as crisp as you can.
So what is the biggest pain in the ass for you to have to map out on this thing?
The biggest pain, they're all kind of the same. It's just figuring out like the rhythm of it. Once you get the rhythm of it, it actually goes by pretty smoothly in terms of the process itself. It's just a matter of getting some reps in. The thing for me, I keep on my wall, like I said, that very first Joker I did, and then anytime I finish a piece, until it gets like set, which I kind of leave it to set for a couple of days, just for my own sense of sanity, goes on the wall next to that original Joker, so that I can always like kind of see the progress that I'm making as I go, because these are just like leaps and bounds ahead of that first one, which is kind of a scary piece in retrospect.
What Joker was it that you chose?
I just chose a base level, kind of like a Neil. I was gonna say Gaiman. I always get Neil Gaiman and Adams mixed up. Neil Adams style Joker. It was kind of like in the long line of in the history of the comic. That was kind of a poignant moment where they changed the personality of the Joker from kind of this cartoonish, like, hey, he just draws like smiley faces on fishes, into like a deep cut serial killer. And in that issue specifically, Batman, I think it's 251, the Joker gets out of prison, or he's on trial, and he like goes and murders like all of the people that are gonna that are witnesses against him, and Batman kind of figures it out, but he's always a step behind. And the end result of that issue is that, hey man, Joker killed everybody, and so like now there's no case against him, and Batman kind of failed, and and Joker got away. And so it was like the moment that like, oh man, Joker turned into like this comical threat, into like a real villain to the Batman mythos. So that's kind of the Joker that I chose for my own piece. And that's kind of the thing that my deep, as humbly as I can say, knowledge of comic books, and like specifically DC and Marvel lore, comes into play in this art. Because when you choose like a Joker, like you really can, or any character, right? Batman, Superman, obviously, any other characters from Marvel, there's such history that you can easily manipulate the sprite into a different entire look, and still be the same character, right? Like we have just different colorways for all the characters, and how they all mean a different thing in a different timeline of that character, and a different representation of that character. So that's kind of where I get to flex like my all the years and years and years of all the comics I've read into the art that I am creating.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I think that you getting to also discover other fandoms as you get requests,
Yeah.
is something that this presents itself as.
Yeah, kind of
well.
unique opportunities, right?
I think that you have mentioned several times to me that you would not have watched a certain show or discovered a certain thing or what have you, had you not gotten the.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
request.
I mean, these characters.
Now we're here with Chance. Shuley is getting ready to erase his lines, but you do have your digital picture there, so you feel kind of somewhat confident going into erasing your lines that you can kind of map back out if you had to.
Absolutely. The lines, they don't go away 100% via the eraser, but it just helps kind of clear it up for our later in the process, when we're starting to put down paint. The one thing to remember, beyond anything else, if you get into painting in any way, whether it's just for an creative outlet, or because in your heart you want to express yourself as an artist for a living, you have to remember you will get paint everywhere. And you will tell yourself you're going to take your time, you're going to tell yourself you'll be precise and very measured and deliberate in your movements and your strokes and everything you do. And 2 days later, you will find paint on the backside of your head. And it's just, one of those things that I don't think any artist can explain, but it just happens. Or at least maybe I'm just the only idiot that does it, but the next step, after we erase some of these line work, then we're just, and I do have a digital version of the painting up just as a reference, especially for characters that I'm not intimately aware of. And this is a flat number 6 shader brush, and it took a little bit of trial and error to figure out and find that this is the best brush for our application. And then yeah, it's just a matter of putting down paint to canvas, and in a very, you know, slow and deliberate and painstakingly calming way, it comes down.
So when you're doing this, are you going to do now all the teal that she has on her, theoretically?
You know, that 100% I don't have an answer to in terms of like the best way or the how to of it, so much as just, you know, you go by feel, you go by angles. Like sometimes the paint needs to dry in a certain way, and you have to let it have room to dry and time to dry, and as it's drying, maybe you might not be able to hit the angle that you need of a certain thing or a certain side. So yeah, you are coming back and forth a lot. You are doing some of the same colors a lot, in different spots and different angles of the piece, and coming back to them. And then, like I said, it's all about putting layers and layers and layers and layers, just for that added depth. And you know, and on this first run, you know, obviously the paint, there's spots where it'll kind of be a little less dark than others and a little less thick than others, and you want to like come back to it as it dries and add more layers and more coats to it. And then as the process kind of goes forward, then you can kind of refine and add the precision you want to the angles and to the lines, as they come to life. The lines in between the colors, in between each square, obviously, each pixel. But it is, you know, a very slow and steady thing, and it is very calming, and it is very like my Zen garden.
Do you have a favorite character, regardless of the fandom, that you like to paint just because of the color palette?
Oh wow, that's a dope question. You know, the one that kind of just jumped in my head when you asked that was the Suicide Squad's Polka Dot Man. He was super fun to do, just because I got to play with all of the colors that he's shooting out, and that's a design that will be coming soon in the store for t-shirts and everything else, because it is one of my favorite guys and one of my favorite designs. And
I was going to say, if you don't post it in your store, I'm going to post it.
oh yeah, that's coming. Suicide Squad stuff is coming.
The thing that is interesting too, we have gotten some orders of your t-shirt, and throughout the weekend people have seen me wear the crew neck. I got the 8-Bit Nick Hunt season, which is the logo for our new entire podcasting thread, the Horrific Network, the Haunt season thread featuring everything Haunt. I've been wearing the crew neck sweater as we've been doing special entertainment, and but we got all the HHN Icons available in all kinds of products: stickers, buttons, magnets, notebooks, backpacks, like a whole bunch of stuff. And I will be sporting to HHN 31 that special edition Jack and Chance logo with that orange dog. Cannot wait.
I saw the preview of that, and boy, you know, even for characters that I'm not absolutely familiar with, you know, that design nails it. I like it a lot. I'm excited for it. And again, there's a lot of give, there's a lot of play, and again, like, you're coming back to stuff, so we're very Bob Rossin, you know what I'm saying? We're not stressing stuff, we're not stressing making sure the first layer is absolutely perfect, we're not stressing making sure each line is absolutely as pristine as we can. We want to be as clean as we can as we're going on, of course, but you know, the base levels are just to get the paint down, and then from there we can really manipulate into the exactness that we're looking for.
You have done a fair share of scary characters. Not the biggest scary movie fan.
No, I get scared.
You were in
The best horror movie ever.
Ghost Executioners.
Oh yeah, damn that. The best horror show ever.
As a patron, you were in the documentary I did based on John's haunted house.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, that's right.
That was cool.
You know, that was definitely an experience. My first haunt, and man, the level of detail and care, and again, you know it's homegrown, and you know it's just like a family that works really hard all year long to make it happen, and you see their love and their passion in it, and you know you can't help but be happy and excited and juiced for them and the live performance they do, and they do that, I think, you know, whether it's every hour or for sure every night that they're doing all their stunting and all that kind of stuff, just, you know, really shows like the love and the care that they put into everything that they're doing over there, and just how entertaining and fun, and man, just the perfect, like, you know, and even though we're talking about a horror thing, a haunted house, it is just super family friendly, and you know, super fun to just see people there and enjoying, you know, getting thrilled with one another. This is a piece that is obviously not finished. It's close. It needs to be edited quite a bit. And this is like an anime character that like I really had no idea about, but like I did have to sit and do some research and watch a few episodes of this guy to like see how he moves and see.
Is it like a paint by numbers thing for you? Do you try to lay down all of one color and then let that one color go and then do the next color, or what is your?
You know, the paint by color seems like it would be like the easiest way to do it, but for me it just kind of ended up kind of taking my focus away from where I wanted it to be, and then I found that it just kind of didn't keep the painting as clean as I'd like, or as organized as I would appreciate it to be. So for me, I just kind of get into a specific color and just kind of take that color to the fruition I can through, like I said, the angles and the making sure I don't kind of like work up in a way where I'm just going to be painting over my own wet paint and I have to put my hand in wet paint. So sometimes you got to plan. That dictates more kind of where I'm going with the paint than anything else. Just the angle that I'm going to need to hit and the side, and then making sure you know, the paint that's already been applied is dry enough to be able to handle in case I touch it. But like I said before, paint will for sure inevitably end up everywhere. But it's just, you know, process. Slow and steady, and not the most exciting thing to watch, but like, you know, that's why we use it as a form of just, you know, escapism from the world, to zone out into our, like I said, our flow state, and just be able to kind of focus on, you know, the task at hand and clear your head of all the other distractions there may be in the world. Ba, ba, ba. And of course, there's usually music. And or more often than not, a TV that's playing, you know, some type of superhero cartoon and or movie, but for sure not the Batman.
What an asshole.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Who saw that coming? Wow, 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 wow.
That's saying it. Okay. Super dope. Now we're talking about. So again, this guy is like, what'd you say, 70% done?
This is like 75% done. Yeah, it definitely needs a lot more just attention to detail. Obviously, like it needs to be. I consider this the cleanup phase where you're coming in and, you know, you're cleaning up all the lines as best you can and making sure everything's as straight and as crisp as possible. And then you know, as vibrant as you can make it.
Look at this guy. This thing is daunting. This thing is, I mean, it's huge. It's like 2 of these things. So, very daunting, very, very crazy, this Rick.
Rick!
But this thing is rad, man. How long does this thing...
This is one that I would consider like maybe like 90% done. It still needs a lot more. Like at this point, like you think it's done, but to my eye, there's still a lot of lines that aren't as clean or as straight or as crisp as I'd like them to be. So this one just needs like the detail fine work where I just really have to like kind of zone in on each individual square one at a time and make sure that you know, they look as crisp as I want them to. But yeah, this is another work in progress and one I'm excited about. Right.
Push it. And this, man, this is like worth crying over. This Jack the Clown painting, I've never seen Jack represented like this before, or Chance for that matter, the painting that Shalita has been working on during this panel. Both of these are going to get raffled off over the course of summer and haunt season this year. And yeah, wow, these things are great. The rules of how you can enter to win, we will have those posted in the next day or so. When we close out the winner of the t-shirt, we will we'll do a special thing. We'll probably do it actually when Shalita finishes up that Chance. We'll do like a special, like it's officially open, and then this is how you enter. But
yeah, this is a painting I would consider 99.9% completed. At this point, it just needs one final thing, which is the official 8-bit stamp, the official 8-bit Nick stamp. And once that gets on it, this thing is done. Wow, 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 wow.
in August, Halloween shit starts in August.
I'm not mad at that.
Like I actually, like 9 o'clock tonight, we're trying to get Disney Halloween stuff.
Oh, wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. But that's when we'll give away Chance, and then at the end of haunt season, which right now I don't know if you've ever done, but HHN. So instead of necessarily these guys this year, it looks like it's going to be more focused around potentially the usher, potentially the director, but for sure the first maze: Dracula, Wolfman, Mummy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, the Universal
Classics.
Yeah.
All right.
Universal monsters. You ever do those?
Not yet.
All right. Maybe a little. Yeah. So anyway, wow.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Tell everybody, man, where they can find you.
Yeah, official 8-Bit Nick on Instagram, 8-Bit Nick on Twitter, and that's where you can find
Store.
Stores coming, yeah, and that's gonna be 8-Bit Nick. It's gonna be just on TeePublic, and you'll be able to find all the designs coming on there, up to and including the polka dot man.
So for now, if you are looking for something from 8-Bit Nick, if you want, we have the 8-Bit, all the HHN icons are up in our store. Peacemaker is up in our store.
Dope.
Zombie Captain America up in our store. And I know we have a couple more. I rotate them in and out periodically. So
be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. Absolutely. There's going to be, hopefully, we convince him to do some Universal Monsters this year. That'd be dope, dope, dope. Anyway, follow 8-Bit Net. Stay tuned for the rules on how you can win this guy. or that girl when she gets completed. And yeah, please scan the QR code, pledge for Hunters Against Hate. Look up Shalita, official 8-Big Knit. If you are listening to this on the podcast after the fact, look him up. We'll have his stuff tagged. And look up Hunters Against Hate. We'll have them tagged, of course, as well. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, man.
No problem, man.
Super dope.
Stay tuned for what we got next on Halfway to Halloween.
Halfway to Halloween.